Good to be back out there. Awesome first day. Really good energy. Really good effort. And we've got a long way to go on execution. But that's why we're out there practicing. So it's good. These kids have been grinding hard all through the winter term and to come back after spring break. And now we get 15 good days, and we just had one of them.
Chris, as far as just some of the things we saw today, it seemed like guys were pretty energetic, pretty lively. Are those some of the things you look for at the first day of practice, or is it still kind of that whole, it's day one, you're supposed to be that? I mean, what are those things you look for emotionally out of guys?
Yeah, if we can have that type of effort and enthusiasm in about 2 weeks from now, and we're consistent each day, we'll be in good shape. I mean, it was really good. Like I said, it was really good energy, really good effort. But everybody gets that day one, and so we'll see what we get. Day two. It's all about stringing back-to-back days together, and if we can do that, we'll be pleased as coaches.
Coach, a couple of guys not listed on the roster. Do you have some attrition?
We have attrition every year. Yeah, that's part of college football. Yep.
A couple of guys, Jamon, David, which guy?
Yep. So Daniel's going to go to NAU, and Jomon, I have no idea where. Yep. Yep.
A lot of new faces, new numbers, a lot of Jacobs in that quarterback room right now. First of all, coming up with some nicknames for those guys.
We actually don't have a lot of new. I guess we got them all in the quarterback room and one at the receiver room. Yeah, I got them all dialed on what I need to call them, so I think we're good there. I'm not sure if Bush does, but he needs to. But yeah, it's awesome to have those guys in there. A lot of that's awesome. That's the kind of competition we need, and if we can get that across the board at most positions, we'll have something special going. So it's great to get those guys out there, and they've been here. Jacob Eason's been here 3 days, and so hadn't seen him obviously throw in a long time, so it's good to see that. And then Jacob Sermon and Colson, have been here all winter, and I haven't seen him throw one ball, so it's really good to get out there just to see that, and it's awesome just to watch the learning curve.
With Eason, a guy like that obviously has to sit out this year, but what can he do? What are your goals or your plans for him?
Well, I think it's awesome for him to be able to just be here and just digest everything and not have to have the pressure of getting it right now today, which, that's been his kind of whole life, I think, up to this moment. And so now he can catch his breath a little bit, understand how we operate, our way, our culture, our way of our system, our terminology. He's a football guy, and so he's completely into it. But I think it's awesome for him that, I know he's a competitor. Would love to be playing and competing, for real playing time right now. But he's not. So what a great situation for him to not have to have that, that pressure on him that he's had for a long time.
Do you think having a guy like that, like Jacob, who he's played 2 years in the SEC, how do you think that helps younger guys like Sermon and Colson adapt to the college game?
Yeah, I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. I just know we got good players in there, and there's a high level of talent in there, but it really just doesn't matter about who's next to you. If those guys are focusing on Jake Browning or Jacob Eason, the other three I'm talking about, they're focused on the wrong guys. They need to be focused on themselves, and the only reason they should be focused on the other guy is to get that mental rep themselves. That's the whole thought around here. And so it has nothing to do with the guy next to him. Am I doing better than him? You just need to do the best you can do. And we always tell those guys, if you can truly play as good as you're capable of playing, you have nothing to worry about.
That's all I'm saying. About your depth on your defensive line.
Yeah, well, we lose Vita. I don't feel good about depth anywhere, and certainly until we get into the fall and we get all the new. We have a lot of, we'll have, 28, 30 guys come in new in the fall, and we need those guys. And then there'll be 10 of them that'll play for us. And so you never have the depth in spring. What I worry about in spring is getting really good quality work, and there's always certain groups that are going to be a little bit thin that kind of can handcuff you a little bit on doing everything you want to do as a whole team. So, day one, our depth's fine, no pads, but you know, we have a handful of guys that are out that won't practice this spring just because of off-season injuries and surgeries, and so you're always a little iffy in the spring depth-wise.
What does having a fourth-year starter at quarterback kind of do for you that maybe you can't do with a second-year guy or even a first-year?
Yeah, you know, it's awesome to have a bunch of fourth-year starters back, you know, whether it's Jake Browning or Myles Gaskin or, you know, JoJo McIntosh. I mean, he's played a ton. I mean, all those guys, I mean, that's awesome to have all those guys to give you a lot of experience there. You know, that's part of the talent equation. It's not just about having, like, raw physical ability. Experience is a big part of, like, what, in my mind, talent is. Like, you got all these young guys coming in that are all, you know, so-called, quote, talented. Well, true talent to me has to do with raw ability, but also the experience factor. And so to have those guys that have been here for a long time, that to me means that's some talent there.
What do you want to see from the passing game? What's the next step from that aspect of your offense?
I think everybody's on an individual, like, you know, the receivers have their issues that they're working through. The quarterbacks, you know, they got to be given some time, but it doesn't need to be perfect. It never is perfect in that pocket. And so when they're giving enough time, can they get that ball out in, you know, small confined spaces and throw accurately? And then the O-line, obviously they got to, you know, you saw some of the stuff out there. I mean, we'd all have a hard time playing quarterback out there with the lack of time some of those guys had today. So it's, you know, it's all, everybody's got their specifics. I mean, that's how spring ball is. It's hard to put this whole thing together. You're never going to be a finely tuned machine. You're kind of looking at, you know, your group and everybody's trying to get their group better, but you're really looking at individual players.
Myles Gaskin has been so consistently good in 3 years here. What can he do to ramp it up even more?
I can't wait to see it. You know, I can't wait to see it. And I say this every year, and I mean this. How well this team does is going to have a lot to do with those guys that have been here for a long time. Like, I know that these young guys that just came in here are going to grow and improve leaps and bounds. That's time tested. We get the freshmen that are going to play for us in the fall. They're going to grow by leaps and bounds. The guys that are hard to take their game to the next level is Myles Gaskin, Jake Browning, JoJo McIntosh, Greg Gaines. Those guys take their game to the next level, we got something going special. It is going to take so much hard work, so much attention to detail, way more than any of these young guys, for those guys to take their game. And if they do that, we have a chance to do some special stuff.
It seems like across the board, there's a lot of players put on some weight and extra muscle this offseason. Is that a concerted effort, especially in the secondary, and kind of just what impressions are there?
You know, Coach Saha and his guys do a great job. That's never my concern. We better be able to move fast. That's always my concern. I really don't care how big they are. We've won a lot of games with guys that are undersized but can move really well. So if they got bigger and are slower, that's a problem. Hopefully they're bigger and they're faster. We're good.
And then obviously having Ty Jones come in last spring and now Austin this spring, how imperative is it to get taller receivers in the program and just get that going, given the way the recruiting was the past few years before that?
Yeah, I mean, you like, you know, everybody is big and as tall and as fast as they can be, and so, but we really just kind of look at productivity when we recruit guys. You know, it's nice if they have that. It's not imperative. We just, you know, you'd like them all 6'4" and running 4-0 and super quick, and that's not really how they're all built. So we kind of just take good players and mix and match the group, and away we go. And you know, it's nice to have Austin here early. It was great to have Ty early last. That's why one of the reasons he was able to play for us as a true freshman. So it gives the guys an advantage.
Jake obviously had John's voice in the game.
Yeah.
How does Bush coming in with a new set of eyes sort of can help Jake in that?
And obviously Jonathan did an awesome job with him, but I think that's probably like an awesome thing for Jake Browning to have, you know, because he's heard another way for a long time. He kind of has that way. And so for Bush to come in and put a different spin on it, say the same things maybe differently. We all believe in the same thing. We're all from the same family, so we believe in the same thing. And so I think that can be really a super healthy thing for Jake.
I know you talked about fit, Chris, and how Bush would be able to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Did it feel that way this morning?
Yeah, I mean, I thought Yeah, and I don't think just about, Bush Hamden. I just think about everybody. And, we're not going to come in here and, have a brand new offense. We like our offense. We're always into making it better and tweaking it and what's the new stuff and what do we do well and how do we play to our talent strengths, those type of things. And so Bush is completely dialed into that. And just having him, to get him back in here, and they've been working so hard and so tirelessly for the last, couple of months. You can go out there and kind of hit the ground running. But it's really, what's nice is how hard it is being new. Had we had him a couple months ago, I mean, it'd still just be like, it takes a whole year to learn anything. And the fact that we've had him for a long time, that really, it kind of cheats the system for us in a lot of ways.
Also, in defense, what did you like about the move or at least looking at Tevis Bartland inside?
Yeah, Tevis is just, he's just a unique player because, one, he's so smart. I mean, we could mentally play him anywhere on the defense. Now, physically, he might have a hard time lining up at nose guard, but he could get that down, and he is really, really smart. And so you just kind of look at the pieces that we have coming back and then how to, maximize his strengths. And so we've just really been curious about him playing inside, and we've been curious about that for probably more than a year. But we've had some guys there. We haven't really needed it there, and now we've, that group is a little bit thin, and so what a perfect time to put him in there and see what he can really do. We know he can go off the edge, and so that's easy for him. If he can give us some help inside, and maybe even, maybe that even be his best position, I think it helps us and him, maybe even down the road.
Coach, you also have a new coach over on the defensive side, and Jimmy Lake, now the defensive coordinator. Can you talk about the responsibilities and what's really changed with the addition of a new coach and Pete and Jimmy kind of?
Yeah, I mean, not a lot has changed. I mean, it's just kind of how we and they have operated anyways, in terms of the front, the back end. It's kind of a whole method in terms of game planning and putting the system in. And they've been together for a long time, so there's not a whole lot that's changed. Jimmy has a little more of a voice in defensive meetings and with the guys and out at practice, which is awesome. And then, when it comes time to call things and how you want to do that, it's all. I think it's just really great because Jimmy's been ready and itching to do that for a while. Pete's done it for a long time. That's something that he's not itching to have to do, obviously. And so again, I think that's the same thing but different in a good way. And Will's awesome. And so it's great to get him up to speed on our way, our terminology, how we do everything. Really hungry, eager guy, learning, and he's really good with people. He's a great fit here.
Chris, kind of looking back, big picture, playing Bama and playing Penn State.
Yep.
What did that kind of show you about?
Yeah, I think
where programs at?
That we're not there. We're close, but we're not there. And so, but it's hard for me to kind of go to that question right there because we're so far away from there where we are right now with this new team that we have. This is a brand new team. We got guys coming back, but you lose Keyshawn Bierria, you lose Coleman Shelton, you lose, Zeke Turner. I mean, all these guys that maybe a lot of people don't talk about what that does to the locker room. I mean, it is tremendously different. And then when we get the new guys in the summertime, that's going to affect things as well in a good way. And we got to get them up to speed, not just playing football, but how we operate. So it's hard for me to answer that question. I mean, just kind of going back and look, hey, we're not good enough yet. We're not even in the ballpark to be having that conversation right now about this team. We have so much. I mean, you saw it. You saw what we saw out there today. So, I mean, that's what it is. And so we're back to ground zero, and away we go.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay. Thank you, guys.